Hello everyone, Attack Power here with Game 2 between Schwere Pantsu and Stardekk in the July monthly tournament. Let's dive right in here to Orsha North. And on the left, in the red, we have Stardekk playing Armia Krojawa on Maverick income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Schwere playing 3rd Fallschirmjager, also on Maverick income. So two very interesting deck choices here. Let's dive into Stardekk's deck with Armia, and I apologize in advance for my horrible butchering of Polish. Lovely language, and I'm terrible at it. So this division is very niche and very out of the box and not played very often. It's a tough division to use, and it's not very good on a lot of maps, but Orsha North is probably, I would actually think, probably its best map. Honestly, this is probably its best map. Its recon tab, really solid. You get a nice mix of like TNT infantry and stuff. You get some snipers. You get a bunch of BA-10s and things. So a nice mix of recon there. A lot of utility in this recon tab. The infantry tab is where this division is at. This is your strength. This is what you pick this division for the most part, is its infantry. The main unit is the, I'm going to do my best, Oknitsi. They're excellent 15-man Molotov throwing infantry squads for 25 points that are chunky. They have very high availability, so you can bring with one vet, and they still come in with 15 in B, 24 in C, and 9 in A with one vet, which is insane. Then you get a couple of like mishmash partisan units with some MG42s and MP44s and like weird combinations of just stuff. I can't name these infantry off the top of my head because they're just such weird combinations of weapons. But yeah, it's a very interesting and strong infantry tab, especially for CQC. So yeah, this is why you would pick the division. The tank tab is super unique whereas basically every card of tanks gives you one tank only. As in, we see the Panther G, we see the Tigers, we see the Hetzers all coming in. You only get one on each card, but each slot costs one. And then you get one card of T-3476s in C phase, and this card of I think it's 14s in A phase, which are like really bad light tanks. So just a really weird tank tab. Your support tab is basically just some 1500 meter, 1250 meter range machine guns and such. Your AT tab, a cool mix of light AT stuff with this really good 37 mil that fires really fast and actually really outperforms its price. You get pack 38s, pack of card of pack 40s and ZIS 2s as well. And then you get a whole bunch of like TNT infantry and some PTRDs and stuff. Your AA is the most big issue of this division. The biggest issue of this division is the AA. You only get 20 mils until C phase when you finally get some 37 mils. So it's really rough having only 20 mils for the first half of the game. Your RD is also pretty limited. It's just bringing in some off-map stuff. And your Air Force is kind of limited to like not great fighters that don't even make up for your really bad AA. So it's the air where this division is tough. On the other side, 3rd Fallschirmjager, a division that used to be extremely strong, fell from grace when Fallschirmjagers were nerfed to 40 points, but still a solid all-around division. It's, again, not my first choice for this map because it's not a super strong CQC division, but definitely, obviously, the infantry at range. Your recon tab, really good with snipers and Abwehrs, which are cool Panzerschreck units. Your infantry are basically all Fallschirmjagers of some sort, along with Luftwaffe Jaegers. Then you get Stug 3s and Panzer L6 autocannon cars, tanks in the tank tab. Your support tab is really great with LG 42s and MG 42s. Your AT tab is pretty average. Your AA tab is pretty normal with 88s and Flak 36s. Your RD tab kind of sucks, but you get radio mortars, and your air tab is really quite good with JU 88s and other fun units like that. So we're diving right in here. Things have gotten started. Neither player going for anything super aggressive, it appears. No, not really. And they're both on Maverick, so we got mirror income going on here. So nothing too crazy, but Schwere, actually I should say, he is trying to make an attempt into this town, and there's really nothing here to actually hold any ground at all, which is kind of weird from Stardekk. He's got quite the pathing going on here. I guess he's hoping his PTRDs will stop all problems, it would appear. Sniper is unloading these units. PTRD will take one Flammenwerfer with it. Well, only with one. Fallschirmjager's getting in position. Triple star Fallschirmjagers, these things will shred. Are they worth 40 points? Still not 100% sure on that point, but they are quite strong. Currently, Schwere with a 14-10 right off the bat with this flag in the center captured. Group Shimovi here. One of these weird units. MG42, 4 MP44s, some rifles, and a Panzerfaust. Not a bad unit. BF-109 IL-2, double IL-2KR. I've seen Stardekk have this opening before. He really likes the double IL-2KR, and it is hard to stop with the very good resilience. BF-109 G6R6, nice fighter, heavy fighter here. Lots of 20 mils, can definitely shoot down some planes pretty well. So he's trying to get around the IL-2. This one already out of ammo, basically, so that'll be retreating soon enough. BF-109 trying to get a good spot on this IL-2KR. Try to get around it. LG-42 doing a nice job of killing off some infantry and clearing out some things. Another flag about to flip here for Schwere. So good start for him. Pulling back here a little bit. Flak 36 coming in to get these planes out of the sky. LG-46 might be on a hill depression issue, I think. Seems to be, since it didn't fire that whole time. Yak 9 coming in. Schwere decides to take the head on. That's a good choice. The BF-109 with a lot of firepower easily kills the Yak 9. It is smoking now, though. It will smoke, but with that way heavier army of the BF-109, it can definitely win that fight. Yak 9s kind of suck, to be honest with you. They're fast, but that's about all they are. Definitely do not have the firepower. LG-42 finally aiming up at something. But a 75 mil in early going after these LG-42s, which he definitely needs to because they're very good. LG-42 finding the Kubus here. This is an interesting unit with a Piat and a DT machine gun for 5 points. Some of your recon come in with it. It's quite fun. BF-109 on the run. IL-2KR not going to be able to chase that down. Flak at 36 coming in now. 75 mil lands a big hit right off the bat. This thing is a good 75. I think it's the same sort of weapon that the Axis have. Super fast firing, like a step off of being a mortar with nearly infinite range. So Flammenwerfer did get into the town here. Should be able to kill all of these things very easily. Like the PTRD easily dies, as it should. Sniper should also die, but he needs to move up to get it. Sniper gonna get into range. Nope, it doesn't. Schwere moving in now. These guys are monstrous at 300 meter range. 2 MG42s, 6 MP44s, and 2 FG42s. I mean, these things are really disgusting at that mid-range. So Schwere looking for... No, he's not looking for the 15-9. He's pushing even further. 37 mil coming in to stop it. Here comes the shot. Schwat? Schwat? It's a Hetzer. We call it what it really is. Panzer Abwehr killing the Kubus. Some Okanitsi here. Getting around here along with the Sapozi, which is a double flamer unit, but it's really low health, so I'm not a big fan of it. M14, a good counter to this Panzer L6. But we do have a 15-9 here for Schwere. Now, he did do very well early in the last game as well, so let's see if we can keep it up. Sharpshoots are doing fabulous work there. LG-42 finding that infantry as well, so this flag's going to stay firmly in his hands. LG-42 has its heat shell off. Does have 1500 meter range, so you should consider turning it back on to try to kill the Hetzer. 37 mil in position. It does have HE, fires 15 rounds a minute. Nice little gun there for 25 points. Fallschirmjagers absolutely annihilating these infantry. As they should. A triple star 40-point infantry. This is the strongest infantry in the game. I mean, there's no question about it in terms of raw firepower. But its price obviously makes it difficult to use well. So all the way back to a 13-11 now with this northern flag currently grabbed. L6 decides to commit to the fight against the M14. Doesn't get any penetrations with that first burst. M14 gets a pen. Looks like it's going to go down. No, the L6 bounces. Kubus goes down to the Panzerschreck of the Abwehr. M14 getting forced off by the L6 autocannon. Not how I thought this engagement would go. Infantry goes down. M14 now pinned down, but the L6 having a hard time of finishing it off. Okanitsi gonna find this leader soon. Some Pioneers coming in, but they do not match up well against these. Again, not a huge fan of third on this map. Hetzer moved right through LG with its heat off. MG42 getting forced off. Flak 36 in now to stop the IL-2 down south. Though Stardekk making a huge push that we totally missed. I apologize for that. The recon unit here, nice little TNT thrower. It's essentially what it is. So much action going on here. Schwere's still on the 13-11 with the total domination of this central area. Tiger now in, though. Fallschirmjager Pioneer here. One of the most efficient units in the game. 30 points for a lot of firepower here. And, of course, then the... grenade as well. Pack 38's the biggest issue. Stug 3 is safe on this hill for the time being if the Fallschirmjager continues to spot for it. But the second it runs away and it loses spotting, it's going to be in a lot of trouble. Kuba's going in for the Piot runs. Here we go. Oh no. Piot fires. It misses. What is this Stug 3 doing? It's now running. But the Piot gets it. Oh, I've never seen a Kubus actually kill something. And now a Flak 36 in? Okay, I guess. Wouldn't be my first choice. And the Pack 38 already in position here. This is very dangerous for the blue player. Once this gets cut off, you really can't get back in anymore. I mean, it just cuts off the entire road. It's really rough. LG42 finding this MG42. Nice push here by Schwere, trying to take advantage of where he's strongest. Up north, Fallschirmjager, Pioneers, and Sturmjägers coming in. If he can work the yellow forest, he should be all right. These guys do not do great at long range. The Browning, not a great machine gun, but the Sturmjäger getting forced off here because of the IL-2. I can't even say these guys. Orsha Krojawa? I don't know. Nice unit, though, with a bunch of carbines and a Madsen and rifles and submachine gun, but the Sturmjäger still putting a lot of hurt on him. But the Sturmjäger are pretty hurt right now. So Schwere's position's kind of getting broken down here. Yeah, Fallschirm Pantsu. Oh, he does get the grenade off. Can the Sturmjäger surrender in time? He does. Flag flip back to Schwere down south. He is getting a couple units in, but the Pack 38 now fully set up. Tiger moving into a position to cover off the center. The Fallschirmjager Pioneers are in, though. Now the Fallschirmjagers, I'm not sure where he's going with these. Why? Why are you doing this? BF-109 doing a strafing one on the Kubus. Okay, interesting. I don't think this thing's going to make it. It's going to go down to this Pack 38. I mean, if your opponent pushes you off this side of the hill, like if you're on this side, just know they're going to put AT right here. Like, it's an absolute fact, and it will happen every time. And if your opponent doesn't, they're not playing it very well. All right, here comes a push across the open. Nice heads-up play here by Schwere. Tiger's going to be a little late. Yeah, and he's doing a nice job here. Oh, IL-2 goes down. Nice kill there as well. Flammenwerfer cannot stop the grenade, and down he goes. This flag going to get lost. And his position on the hill under extreme pressure. And this is the issue with 3rd Fallschirmjager. Everything you buy in this deck is so expensive. The infantry are just crushingly expensive with the Fallschirmjagers. Yeah, you have the Luftwaffe Jägers, but they're not good, like at all. And they did get a buff to 15 points, which makes them more viable, but they're still bad. Stug 3 getting hit by this Pack 38. He can't see it. Yeah, he's backing up. He might, yep, there's a penetration. Pack 38 will probably get, but the BF-109 coming in to save the day. Can't pin the 38 down, though. I'm surprised that thing could shoot it, but the Stug wasn't. There we go. Now it sees it. It's very pinned, though, and already has a penetration. That Pack 38 is going to pen it eventually. BF-109 coming down for another run. Will it get it before the Pack 38 gets away? Not sure it will. Stug gets a hit, though. BF-109 can't do it. The falling back gives it too much protection. Fallschirmjager's kind of out of position here. Really needs to, like, get back in the open to use what it does best and fire at long range. Sturmjäger getting overwhelmed by the armor. Bunch of L6s. We're now into B phase. Both players unlocking all their income. Schwere with a nice ticket lead here, though. BF-109 is almost out of ammo, and the IL-2 is going after it. Yeah, you accidentally left that on. That was a mistake. Still no AA from Stardekk, but the AA is horrendous anyway, so its ability to stop much of anything is kind of questionable. But here we do see finally some 20 mils. BF-109 needs to get called off. It does not have ammo, basically. But he really wants to try to get this IL-2, but it gets away. Stug 3 did survive. The flanks are being absolutely dominated here by Stardekk, which is not surprising. I mean, I have to assume this is going to plan for both players. Like, I have to assume Schwere's plan was to grab the center, and I have to assume Stardekk's plan was to grab the flanks, because both of their divisions kind of lead to those positions. But currently, Schwere with the flag lead still. both in actual tickets lost and flags on map. Schwere needs to retreat this BF-1I. Is essentially useless at this point. The issue is the efficiency of Armia is a little better than 3rd. Armia is not a super efficient division, don't get me wrong, but in comparison to 3rd Fallschirmjager, which is, I would say, one of the least efficient divisions in the game, every trade is a bad one for 3rd Fallschirmjager. IL-2 with the rockets command, probably for the LG-42. Flak 36 should be able to stop that. Oh no, it's going in for the infantry. LG-42, something is wrong with this. Ooh, nice hit. 88 in as well, though. Try to cover off the air in the center. Dushka going to be a problem. Finding the Fallschirmjager Führer. Schwere has not noticed yet. And the machine guns of that going to absolutely shred this Führer. And because of the kind of mispositioning of the Fallschirmjager, they're going to get absolutely beat up by these Oknitsi. Yeah, these infantry trying to get in. Luftwaffenjägers, 15-point trash, essentially. Yeah, this is not how you win Fallschirmjägers fighting. They do not do well here. Yes, they have the FG-42s and G-43s, but they're still not. They're not throwing Molotovs. They're not doing anything special. He really needed to 2-on-1 this, and he didn't, so, yeah. Fallschirmjäger's getting torn up there in the open. Schwere unloads really far away. Needs to fix this LG-42. It's killing me on this hill depression thing. LG-42 getting a shot off, which is some nice suppression there. Panther truck coming in to kill the carrier. Oh, but the carrier finds the Panther truck before it can get in. LG-42 going after the Oknitsi. I don't think the Oknitsi will surrender because of the carrier, Dushka. Can the Fallschirmjager land a hit with the Panzerfaust because of the stress? It does. Oh, he needed that so bad. 13-11 now, though, for Stardekk. 3rd Fallschirmjager is just, it's just too inefficient. Everything just costs too much. And these Luftwaffenjägers suck. Like, I don't think there's an argument. Just because they got buffed, like, to 15 points, which, yeah, was fine. Like, good. Should have been. They're still bad. Like, they're still really bad. 20 mil flax might shoot this down. It can't. They don't stop bombers. They can kill them, though. But a nice push here from Stardekk, grabbing another flag. L6 doing some nice support. Flying over for finding this AT gun. That was really nice from Schwere. That thing holding on. Finally, the LG-42 got moved. So it might actually do something now. Another Panzerschreck coming in. I guess the first one wasn't good enough. He could, like, move it, I guess. But, you know, there's lots of else going on. I understand why he can miss this. Another Luftwaffe Jaeger. I would not go all the way up on the hill here. Geez, unload on the edge and walk. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, no. What? Why? Why are you doing this? The Führer is the one who pushed forward. Tiger got a penetration from the 88. What is he doing? No! Wow, the Führer barely surviving. The MG-42 gets erased, though. Panzerschreck going way too deep to unload. Needs to unload now. Is not. Schwere getting some bad transport lineups here. The F-109 does some nice strafing on the Oknitsi here. Stug 3 up on the hill. Yeah, that was bad. He could have unloaded it back here and had the Panzer. Still hasn't moved this one. ME-410 doing a nice bombing run, killing those infantry. So he has kind of blunted this push and has recaptured this flag here, and Schwere's back on the 13-11. So nice play from him. Still on the push. His assault down south did successfully get him back into the hill. Can he hold it, though? PTRD coming for the Stug 3. If he gets some side shots, he could definitely kill it. But the AB-41 coming in to ruin that, although the 37 mil might counter. The F-109 with a nice strafe on the MG-42, but doesn't do any damage. SPW Claims its first victim, but here's the 37. Oh, but it's going to get spotted by the infantry first. The question is, will Schwere notice? L6 stops at least the leader. Will it stop any other transport? Leader throws down smoke. Oh my goodness, these guys are so good. Stardekk is such a good player these days. He is just on top of his game. I know from losing to him horribly how good he is playing. AB successfully takes out the 37 mil. That's a huge kill. IL-2 coming for that L6, I assume. No, going for the Flammenwerfer? Interesting. Not even sure how he saw that. The thing is, Schwere's gains right now are a little overextended. I mean, Stardekk a lot more dense with his troops. I don't know what just went down there. Probably the BF-109. Or was it a bomber? Looks like a BF-109. Again, I don't think that helps you, but I'm looking anyway. Alright, so the infantry were stopped. The question is, will there be some sort of... So yep, there's the Tiger to support, to force this MG42. There's another one here, though, so these infantry are going to have a hard time getting forward. I mean, the other issue is, too, Schwere's only units in sea phase are Luftwaffenjägers, which are trash. So, the infantry situation is just going to keep getting worse and worse. PTRD was still hanging out in the building, killing off transports. Schwere not calling his units in with an unload order. Oh, no. Oh, God. Dude, call in with an unload order. You've been playing this game too long to call things in without an unload order. Oh, God. Stug 3 did go down now to... yeah, 37 mil here. These things are really good. Tiger, the 88 is out of position to kill that Tiger. MG42 now getting hit by the Tiger from the hill. No reinforcements coming for the center. Actually, is SBW maybe? Nope. Tiger's just going to kill it. IL-2 coming for the MG42 that was saving his butt. Started currently on a 14-10, and we are about to hit sea phase. And now a Panther in as well. I think the Tiger's dead. That'd be huge. Yep, Tiger died to the 88, so big kill there, getting rid of that 2K support. 88 has been key. 75 mil's finally deciding it needs to be dead. But Schwere pushed back off the hill once again. '88 taking that damage from the RD pieces. Here comes 3 Ju-88s, 2 Ju-88s, ME-410. I understand the... I do understand the use of a lot of Air Force, but I feel like it left him really weak on the ground. '88 claiming another victim, getting a penetration on the Panther. Can the PaK-38 stop the infantry? They unload already. Mortars coming in for the Arty now. Okay. Alright, I like it. And they kill it. Wow, it must be in range of the Führer. They are. Wow, nice heads-up play there with the commander from Schwere. I think these Ju-88s are awful. 50-kilogram bombs suck wiener. Like, don't use them. They're trash. Bombers with 50-kilogram bombs are absolute garbage. Look how that didn't kill this. Like, that's crap. 2 250s would have killed that. Like, bombers with 50-kilogram bombs are garbage. Like, I don't know why he's using them, to be honest with you. There's got to be something else. He could use the napalm bomber because it's fun. And it would absolutely eviscerate anything. 1 napalm bomber is worth 3 of those stupid Ju-88s with 50-kilogram bombs. The infantry are forced off again, but we're now into sea phase, and the inefficiency of 3rd is just going to pile up here now. Nice bombing run from the ME-410. Yeah, ME-410 is just so much better. He did finish off the 40s with the 81 Memorials that he finally called in. He probably should have called these in sooner. They are very, very strong. Can the Stug survive the 37 mil? That is the question. Nope. Wow, these things are so good. Supposed to only pen 70 millimeters of armor a Stug has 90, if I'm not mistaken, and you saw that thing just kill it. So, question mark? It happens all the time, folks. Remember, every gun over-penetrates like 20 to 30 millimeters of what it says, if you're close enough. I think it's kind of dumb. Why even put that number there then if it's just going to over-penetrate by 20 to 30 millimeters? Just put 20 to 30 millimeters more. Because the rating is supposed to be at point-blank range. But when you're at point-blank range, you penetrate higher than the number says. Wow, both of those guys died from one shot. That was fun. These Pioneers not going to get through. There's still a lot of leftover units here. I think that was a little optimistic by Schwere. Rocket Strike hits those infantry, pins them down, does some damage. Infantry finally get back into this combat, but they're very weak. They're not going to do much. Leader in. A lot of infantry as well. But there's still a big defense on the hill here. 37 mil AA finally coming in. Artie is still going for that 88. Yeah, that thing has been pretty clutch. I understand, but he's... Schwere needs to bring in ammo for his mortars here so he can kill that. I mean, he's got the radar. He won't have the radar forever. He needs to use it. Do see Commander in again for Stardekk, pumping up his 20 mils to make them semi-useful. Another assault on the hill here. Stardekk currently on a 13-11. I know it doesn't say a time limit, but that's because they're playing on a time limit, so the game is like, well, if you couldn't win by the end of this, they don't give you a time limit. It's a time remaining. It's kind of dumb, but that's what it is. Eugen had a simple job on that one. Just add a time limit, and they somehow bungled it up. I'm not sure how or why. Artie is hitting that 88 hard. I don't think it'll last much longer. Infantry have almost overwhelmed the Poles on the hill here, and they finally do. Back to a 12-12, but here comes a T-34, and that's going to be a big issue. He's lost several Stugs already. He's got 9 of them. I definitely don't think he's lost 9, but Stug loss is now really hurt. 88 is now dead. He really, now the munitions truck is dead. You really should have rearmed these 81 millers, because killing off those 75 mils actually was super helpful. And then he stopped. Now here comes the crappy bomber again. LG-42 is going to basically do the job anyway. 88's going to fly over the 20 mils and die. Yeah, didn't even do anything. God, these are terrible. Why is he using these? Yep, down it goes. Like I said, 20 mils do not stop bombing runs, but they can kill stuff. It'd be a lie to say they don't kill things. But they don't, like, suppress them. They, like, tickle them. Like, hee hee hee, I'm shooting at you. And then all of a sudden, it's like a kid, you know, it's like when a little kid, like, tickles you and then they, like, suddenly stab really hard somewhere. It's like, whoa, 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 and it hurts. It's like, this was supposed to be fun. That's how it feels with 20 mils. Stardekk moving his AA just in time to dodge that 81 mil mortar strike. Finally, some ammo. But Stardekk now on the 14-10. Things not looking great here for Schwere. Yeah, he really probably should have brought these 81 mortars in just earlier in general. They're so good. Like, the radio mortars are so strong. Would have really helped him out in a lot of the forest fights. Like, I would say, instead of buying those dumb Ju-88 bombers, buy all of these mortars immediately. The cost is essentially... Actually, you would have saved some points. Hack 38 already on the run. All of his infantry really hurt. SPW sitting in a weird spot on the edge of the hill. I understand he fears these 37 mils, but like if he doesn't use the SPW, it's useless anyway, I guess. The 37 mils doing its job just by keeping the SPW away. And now his center's falling apart. Another flag here will go to Stardekk, and Stardekk will pick up his 15-9. ME-410s, those are useful. Those are very solid. And dumb. Just so dumb. Don't use them, folks. Don't do what Ted Archer is doing right now. They're garbage. He could hop forward the Panzerschreck. Needs to notice it, though. SPW following the Battery Fear. So that feels like a severe miss micro. It happens. We all do it. Accidentally click on a unit. 81 mortar after the 37 mil. Good choice there. I mean, he's got plenty of them, but still killing the AA does make sense. Mortar's finally reloaded. Could go after these 75 mils because it was going well. Yeah, not good. Panzerschreck does take out the T-34 though, so that's a nice kill there. Relieves the armored pressure. But there's a lot of infantry. This Battery Fear is going to get wiped out here any second. Panther pushing up aggressively. LG-42 does have heat. But it goes down. Another LG-42. They have 100 millimeters of penetration, so it shouldn't kill this, but like I've said several times, we've seen crazier stuff. Boom. Can it land? Can it pen? Boom. No, it cannot pen yet. Now they're already going after the Flak 36. And boop. Nope. Mortars are finally returning fire. Will they finish off that 75 mil? They do. So another one of those dead. Nice kill there. Got a driver knockout, but LG-42 has a lot of heat shells, so it can do this for a long time. I don't think it'll kill it, but... Oh, what did I say? It's because I opened my mouth. I'm sorry, Stardekk. It's because I said something in the future that it died. This game just needs to prove I'm wrong. Like, it has a burning desire to say Attack Power's an idiot every time he opens his mouth. So LG-42 absolutely cleaning up house here. This Panther died somehow as well. I'm not sure when to what. It's Pack 40, I guess, would be the answer. Stardekk saw on a 1590 and Schwere having a hard time of building up any sort of assault. Fallschirmjagers did get back into this flag and are absolutely wiping out the infantry as they should. Little less strong at range because they're down to their MG-34s. The LG-42 here should tip the scales pretty significantly. Now, though, starting making a heads-up play. The flank is wide open. Here comes a Stug 3 to try to stop exactly what's going on here. Fallschirmjager Fuhrer pushing forward and just gets absolutely eviscerated by this 20 mil. Saltgun trying to kill off this Pack 40 will succeed unless the LG-42 helps, and I don't think it's going to. Well, maybe not. I don't know, actually. What? Wait. Oh, the Fallschirmjager's helping. I was about to say, what is going on? Knitzi in a nice little spot here. Very hard to get him out of there. And of course, if he goes for the building, the Fallschirmjagers will lose to these guys at CQC. Useless 88 flying into the 20 mils. It will be dead. 3 double star will kill that. Along with the 37 mil. Yep. No one of those dead. BA-10 in a cheeky spot here. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. SPW goes down to the Pack 40 here. And that has very much has the capability of killing the Stug 3. 16-8 down for Stardekk. Recapturing is suddenly a really huge push again. And again, there's just not much Schwere can do. His division is just so expensive. Everything is expensive. And this is why, unfortunately for 3rd Fallschirmjager, it is not on the top of the pecking order anymore. Back when Fallschirmjagers with 35 points, this division was disgusting. But that 5 points difference was pretty huge, honestly. It's a pretty big difference. It doesn't feel like it at first, but it really, you notice it then. Like, consider, when they're 35 points, you can bring in 3 Fallschirmjagers in A phase on the Maverick income. With the new change, you can only bring in 2 per tick. And you gotta wait. So it does. It adds up in a hurry, and it's just all these very small interactions that makes these changes, and all of a sudden, the division's no good anymore. And I shouldn't say it's no good. It's just not anywhere near as good as it used to be. Grupi Stromovi here, absolutely wiping out these AT guns and stuff. IL-2 finding that LG-42 that's done so much damage. And everything now just falling apart here for Schwere. Pak-38 killing all these things in the transports. Finally misses. Pak-40 kills the universal carrier, but 3 of the 4 transports died. LG-42 down. These Luftwaffenjägers are garbage, so they're not going to do much even if they get to the front. Yeah, the fact that these were buffed to 15 points did not change the viability of this division. Pak-40 does go down to the mortar. Again, I think if Schwere had been more aggressive using these earlier, might have been a different outcome, but hard to say. Stardekk is a very, very good player. And I don't think this was a great... Third Fallschirmjager, I don't think this was a good choice for this map. I really don't. You're basically giving up the flanks with that choice. But it is possible he did not have any other choices. That's very realistic. Remember, for this match, for this tournament, you only get 4 divisions to pick from. And you use 17th SS in the first game, so... Very possible... I mean, 3rd Fallschirmjager would have been better for the first game in Hardashaje, I think. I mean, 17th SS is better on all the maps, but I just feel like 3rd would have held up better there than it is here, at least. Obviously, he didn't know he was going to play on Orsha North, but point still stands. Another Zis 3 in is close enough to actually kill this Shug 3 somewhat efficiently, but he turned off the APCR, which is kind of weird. Figured he would want that on. I don't know where that MG42 thought it was going to go. Now there's Zis 3s everywhere working as assault guns. And a couple normal assault guns were around as well. His mortars will be under threat any second here. IL-2. Rockets will finish off that Stug 3 because it was damage from the Zis 3. Big loss there for Schwere. Now he's lost that armor. 20 mils being moved forward to directly support. A new choice for sure. 81 mortar goes down. Flak 36 can defend itself somewhat. Yeah, Flak 36 was gonna shoot the plane, then it couldn't decide, and now plane's on its way out anyway. And now Stardekk just trying to close this game out as fast as he can. Really tough division matchup here for Schwere. It's not that Armia Krojawa is a counter to 3rd Fallschirmjager, but on this map, it's a very rough map for 3rd and a very, I would say, the strongest map for Armia. I would say even stronger than Cell. I just think with the Panthers and the Tigers and stuff that Armia gets, it actually can fight in the center pretty well. And then you get, of course, the phenomenal infantry, so you can fight in the flanks really well. I actually feel like Orsha North is kind of like this division's best map. Arguable, of course, but yeah. T-34 beating out that Stug there. Rough. But at close range, that usually is how it plays out. I shouldn't say usually. It's a 50-50-ish, but the T-34 should have a bit of an advantage at close range. ME-410 cannot get through the wall of 20 mil flaks. And Luftwaffenjägers continue to pour in uselessly. Because they are useless. LG-42 doing its best, but it's already dead. This 81 mortar did survive. Kubel munition died, though. And he hasn't moved. He could just move it back here behind these trees, and it might actually live. He still has it sitting out. Luftwaffe Jaeger's just getting unloaded. They're going to lose, even against the Oknitsi at range. Gotta give Schwere credit. He is keeping them mortars firing, but the 18-6, the triple tick, is now achieved. He's just driving Luftwaffe Jaegers wherever. Luftjägers wherever he can. And that'll be game. So congrats to Stardekk for a 2-0 victory here against Schwere. 2 great games. Very exciting to see. Tough division matchup here on this one for Schwere for sure. Nice to see Armia getting played a little bit. This division definitely not a division we see very often. The lack of AA is definitely really painful. And that should honestly give everyone a heads up for these new divisions coming up that are lacking early AA and stuff. It's really hard to get over that. It's a really back-breaking problem for most divisions. Stardekk with 4,005 kills versus 2,945 for Schwere. 1,000 kill difference. Hard to make that up for sure. Pack 40 here doing lots of damage. Some infantry doing quite well as well. But nothing else actually going nuts. Nothing else going. Not like this LG-42 that absolutely dominated the center. Nice to see that. ME-410 doing quite well as well. 88 too. Picked up a whole lot of kills there. So yeah, Schwere just wasn't able to close the deal, and it's tough. That's a tough matchup on that map. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting over on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, and have a fantastic day.